What's up, the Scoop? I'm Maggie Lindemann, and I'm going to be answering some quick-fire questions. What song of mine is my personal favorite, and why? I think my favorite song out by me right now is probably What I, just because I love the meaning behind it, and that song happened at a very, very dark time in my life, and I felt like it's exactly what I needed. But Scissorhands is going to be my new favorite song because that song is just so cool to me. Like, it's exactly what I want to do, and exactly, like, I don't know, I just felt so relieved when I made that song because it just felt so, like, on brand with who I am, and I don't know, I just love that song. What are my favorite lyrics I've ever written? Oh my gosh. There's this one song that's not coming out with the EP, but may come out with the album. That's, I don't even want to say it because I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know. It was about, I was going through this like really, really weird time before last Halloween, and I was just having like consecutive bad luck. It was so weird, but like bad things kept happening to me. And so I had a session on one of the days that was just not going right, and we wrote this like really, really sick song, and we said, "Spring into fall, then I fall out of touch," and I just thought that was a really, really cool line. My funniest fan moment, oh my god, I don't even know. I've met so many cool people. I don't know. I can't like pinpoint one, but I don't know, I've met a lot of people that make me laugh, and I feel like even just online every day, I see stuff and they just like make me laugh all the time. Funniest on stage story. Well, now I look back on it and I think it's funny because like, of course, this happened to me, but at the time it was like not funny to me. Norway, it was like my first ever like big performance. Like I had never done anything like that before, and I kind of was just like, go do it, have fun. Like barely had any rehearsals or anything, and it was like, it was like so many people, like 100,000 people, and I was on stage and my like mic wasn't on when the song started, and my mic wasn't on, and I'm like singing and I was like freaking out because it was my first performance and my mic wasn't working, and I was just like freaking out. I was like looking everywhere, and it finally turned on, but at the time I was so nervous, and then on top of that, like my mic didn't turn on, and I was like freaking out. But now I look back on it and it was so funny because I just remember in that moment being like, oh my god, like it's over. That was like forever. I was like, oh my god, my mic is never gonna turn on. Like, what am I gonna do? Oh my god, the most embarrassing moment ever. I've had a lot of really embarrassing moments, or a lot of moments that I thought were embarrassing, but I'm just like, my anxiety just tells me they were embarrassing. But there was this one moment when I don't remember how old I was, like maybe like 12. And I used to have a lake house, and me and my brother like went swimming in the lake with all of our clothes on. And we walked back up, but like the walk from the lake to my actual lake house was like, it wasn't just like right there, like it was a little bit of a walk. So like by the time I got back up, like my shoes, everything was soaked. And so my mom, like I was little, so my mom would be like, hey, you have to take your clothes off and then come in and shower so you don't get everything wet. So I was like naked, and our neighbor walks up like out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh my god, like I see him coming, so I'm like, let me in, because my brother locked the door. He like locked me out, and he was like, hee hee, like I'm not letting you in. And I was freaking out because it was so embarrassing. Like I was like a little kid, you know. I was like, oh my god. And my brother like let me in at the very last second, but I'm pretty sure our neighbor was our age too, and I'm pretty sure he saw me. And I literally, ever since then, like I could never hang out with our neighbor ever again. I was like, I'm sorry, but it's over. It's over for our friendship. I used to write a lot of poetry when I was little, or like younger, so I don't know the first thing I ever wrote. I also used to do this weird thing where I would like write down all the lyrics to songs that I liked. And I used to be obsessed with Taylor Swift, and I think I wrote like her whole album like every song lyric from every song in my journal, and I would just like sing them but to a different melody to try to like find melodies, I guess. But I wouldn't actually write anything. I would just use Taylor Swift songs. So I think that was like my first writing experience, I guess. But I started writing songs in, I want to say like 3rd grade. And then they were just like terrible. They were probably like, he looked at me and I looked at him, and that was it. Because that was the extent to my life at that time. I was like listening to Taylor Swift songs, just like, Romeo today. And I was like, oh my God, yes! I was like, I feel you, girl. Oh my God, I don't feel you. I've never had love. Right? And I'm like, oh my God, that's so hard. I'm so heartbroken listening to this. I'm like, I've never experienced heartbreak in my life. Isn't that nobody knows about me? Oh my God, I feel like my whole life is just like on the internet. I used to like knit hats. And I made a lot of hats. I don't do it anymore, but I did used to make hats, like beanies, and I knitted them. And I used to like really, really want to be a fashion designer. So I used to like have a scrap, like a book, and I would like go to Hobby Lobby or like these fabric places and like buy fabrics and like tape them onto like my book of designs and be like, this is so good. And then I would like knit hats. And no one knows that. They weren't cool hats. They're like yarn hats. Like they were like old lady hats. Like they're not cool. I still have them in Texas at my house, but really bad. My hidden talent, I'm really good at riding horses. I used to like do horse shows, and I have like a lot of belt buckles, so that was pretty good. I competed like every weekend. My mom would pick me up from school early, and we would drive to my lake house, and I would go to horse shows during the weekends. So I did Western, so it was like pole racing, barrel racing, just showing. So I did like, I don't know, they would have like a halter show, and you like walk your horse on a halter and like show your horse off. And, I don't know, it was just stuff like that. And then I did like I've done like a rodeo show before where I didn't rope the cattle, but I helped like the people roping. So basically you just like herd the cattle. And I used to do that a lot. And I'm honestly thinking about doing it again because I really miss it. But I'm really good at horseback riding. No, yeah, I'm a horse girl for sure. I hate to say it, but I'm definitely a horse girl. Ooh, my favorite Nickelodeon show? Honestly, probably SpongeBob. I mean, SpongeBob has been that girl for a long time, that show for a long time, and it never gets old to me. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants, who's orange and yellow and SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't actually know what they say right there, but do I know the SpongeBob theme song? Okay, wait. Flop on a deck and flop like a fish. SpongeBob Square ready. SpongeBob SquarePants. Wow, I just realized I actually don't know it word for word. Who's orange and yellow? It's who's orange and yellow and
Boris and yellow.
Oh my God! I'm like, wait, what is it? I'm like, want to say orange. I'm like, what is orange? Me just butchering the SpongeBob theme song. I'm so sorry. If I had to make a sandwich without my hands or my feet, I would make it with my elbows because it's still like pick it up. I guess my mouth would work too, but like I don't use my elbows. I would like I use mayonnaise. Don't tell anyone. Okay, but I would get the mayonnaise and then I would open it and then I would flip it and then I would squeeze it like that. And that would be, and then I wouldn't like be able to like spread it probably, so I would just like put the sandwich together and then like like wipe it together. This is Maggie Lindemann. Subscribe to The Scoop by Nick to see more stuff like this.